Hello.
Hello, Zach.
Dude, what's going on, man? You're live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking radio.
Awesome. Glad to be here. Yeah, all good, mate. It's actually 4 a.m. here in the Netherlands.
4 a.m. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
trying, but I've actually got up. So cup of tea and ready to go.
Right on, man. I don't know why I thought you guys were in the UK.
Yeah, the other two dudes are Peter and Carl. They're in the UK. I'm living in the Netherlands currently. I'm actually moving back to the UK at Christmas. So yeah, we're all over the place.
Right on, man. Is everybody on here right now, or is it just you?
Peter just joined. Carl can't find the link for some reason. Gremlins in the system.
Weird. All right, but we got 2 out of 3, right?
Cool. Yeah.
What was that sound?
It's a secret disco fan. He's got some.
Carl's calling me now.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
All right. So tell us, man, what's going on in the world of the Schytehawkes?
Yeah. So we've just got our latest EP, Streets of Rage, dropped yesterday. It was on the tails of a couple of singles we put out from the record. Yeah, it's a 5 proper tracks with one kind of bridge track in there. It's a kind of hybrid of thrash, hardcore, rapcore, kind of tales of social commentary and good stuff like that. It's a tour de force of spin kicks and huge riffs, in our opinion.
Hell yeah, man! I fucking love it, dude. Fucking this shit is jamming, man.
Awesome. Glad you like it.
Yeah. It makes you want to get up and fucking break shit, man.
That's the point, man. I'm glad. That's done right there.
So tell us about tell us like first about your history, you know, like how long have you guys been doing this, and exactly how did you get started?
So we've known each other since we were kids. We all grew up together, actually. So we were in bands previous to this one, years and years ago. And then we kind of had a big hiatus, all did different things for maybe 10 years. And then I went traveling with my wife in 2016 and bought a little travel guitar, kind of got the mojo back, wrote a couple of songs on the road, hit the boys up when I got back and said, hey, do you want to take these into the studio? And back then it was just real punky, real stripped back, not too technical, just really about making a noise. And at that point, no real aspirations to be a band. We just wanted to get in and have some fun together. Around about that time, Carl, who's the MC, the other vocalist, his dad passed away. He wasn't really in the equation at that point. We just got him down to get his mind off the situation. And Carl's input with the rap vocals really changed the dynamic. So we wrote some more songs together. Again, really just having fun, just making noise. And slowly but surely, we started to get our sound. Started to get momentum, and really just started to form the sound of the Schytehawkes. And again, it's a massive emphasis on fun, but now we've got a kind of coherent movement. We're really happy to just keep making music. And this record, we think it's probably it's our second EP. It's a bit more collaborative. It's everyone's written on this one. So it's a record we're proud of, and we're looking to push it out there now. Hence why we're on a brilliant radio show like yours, mate.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. The name, the Schytehawkes, how did you come up with that? Is there a story behind that? I'm half Irish. My dad was from Tipperary, and it's in Birmingham in England. There's a big population of second generation Irish, and it's a Birmingham Irish term meaning a bit of an idiot, useless chap, Schytehawke. So we're again with the big emphasis on fun. When we thought about naming this, I suggested the Schytehawkes, and the boys all loved it.
Okay.
And I tried to change it after that, but not everyone was kind of stuck on it by that point. So yeah, it's a Birmingham Irish slang.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. It's kind of like the dirty rotten imbeciles.
Exactly. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Fuck yeah, man. Can you tell us a little bit about your influences? Like, what got you into playing fucking music?
Do you want to talk, Pete? I'm hugging this.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we can hear you.
Oh, right, okay, that's great. Yeah, I could just. It's all right. I've lost the video, but I was wondering if I was still here or not. Yeah, music influences. Personally, I was just as a band.
Both.
Probably for myself. Obviously, inspirations come from the metal god Cliff Burton. Anything from that era, really, of kind of like thrash metal bass guitarists. But also, you know, my style is quite broad, and it can come from, like, you know, anything from rock and roll to like jazz, you know, funk, anything from Justin Chancellor from Tool, anything like that. So you'll hear in the EP like certain styles of, you know, bass guitar. There'll be a bit of slap bass in there. There'll be time changes, you know, uncommon time signatures, you know, and different patterns and whatnot.
Yeah, and as a band, Zach, we've got, you know, like Pete's alluded to there, but kind of thrash was the thrash metal was kind of like the blueprint for the Schytehawkes, those kind of riffs. But we've got like loads of different influences, like, you know, in our formative years. New metal was really the sound in our first band. That was our era, and good bands like Deftones and when Korn, you know, early Korn, Slipknot, all that kind of stuff was influenced. But then, you know, growing up in my house as a kid in the 80s, you know, the TV would go off on a Sunday, and we'd just put the record player on. It was actually a record player my parents had put on. Then there'd be like the top 40 countdown. So 80s pop music was a massive influence on us growing up as well. Annie Lennox, like, you know, Depeche Mode, all mad stuff like that. I grew up on Thin Lizzy. Like, Thin Lizzy was God in our house. Massive, like, you know, a real eclectic mix of sounds. And even with the Schytehawkes now, we've got, you know, obviously with the rap vocals, if Carl could get on the call, I'm sure he'd be able to explain a lot of the hip hop and kind of grime influences. But even like UK grime, because we split the vocals. If you've listened to the music, you'll hear like Carl's rapping and my kind of punky vocals. Even my punky vocals are really influenced by UK grime in terms of the phrasing and the cadences. I'm really influenced by those guys and the kind of staccato and like, you know, rhythmic way they use the vocals. It really influences me. So yeah, we've got you know, a real mixed bag of sounds that influence the Schytehawkes.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I can definitely tell. I can hear a lot of different sounds and things going on in it, but definitely for sure I'd say that thrash is like at the forefront of it.
100%. That's kind of the spine. Glues it all together.
Oh yeah. I got some questions for you coming in from the listeners in the chat room. Lady Red wants to know, how many instruments can you play?
I can play 2 instruments, guitar and drums.
I can probably play 2 instruments, guitar, bass guitar, comfortably. Can't play drums that much, to be honest with you. Can do a few backing vocals and whatnot. Yeah, I can play the triangle, and that's about it.
Hell yeah, man. Another question, JMCT wants to know, what's your favorite drink?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll tell you what, there's a beer here in the Netherlands. It's an Amsterdam brew. It's I need to get the name of it. 1 second, I'll get the beer. Hold the thought.
What about you, man? What's your favorite drink?
Kieran hates me for it, but I just like the standard pint of Carling. That will do me.
I can't believe he's saying this on air on a radio show. I mean, that's like the guilt. It's like, you know, it's like piss essentially. It's a really, really bad beer. But yeah, I suppose that's bass players for you. I don't know if you can see that one, Zach. I'm on the video. I don't know how to pronounce this actually. Bruigit. I don't know if you can see it. This is Amsterdam's finest. I'm going to take like 3 or 4 cases of this home with me for Christmas. It's 6.5%, so it's got a kick. But what a beautiful beer that is. Yeah, European beer, guys. That's what you need to be drinking.
Hell yeah, man. Another question for you, JMCT also wants to know, what's the craziest thing you've seen while you're on stage?
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know, Pete. Maybe you played some pretty gnarly pubs back in the day, didn't you?
Yeah, I've played a few shows here and there. I mean, we've had a few where there's been fights kicking off in front, and we've just carried on playing. There's been glasses thrown and whatnot, and people getting covered in alcohol. And
in fact, Peter, do you remember that one? We played Camden Underworld in our band Harpies, a band that we were in called Harpies back in the mid 2000s, and a kid got sick in the circle pit and sprayed everyone with sick.
Yeah,
puke. That was pretty gnarly.
Oh man.
Yeah. I also I do remember being in that band years ago as well, with the female vocalist Nikki, who'd done some backing vocals on the new stuff. First song into the set, her hair got caught, her dreads got caught in the machine head on my bass, and I was trying to manoeuvre around, and for about 6 songs her hair was caught in my guitar, so I was just moving. When she moved, I was moving with her, and it was just madness.
Jesus.
Eventually I got to unknot it all at the end when we had finished, but it was a bit embarrassing.
For 6 songs?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man. That's fucking intense, dude.
It is, yeah.
I can only imagine what that looked like.
I know, yeah. Terrible.
All right, another question for you. Have you ever played in Canada?
That's a flat no. Fortunately, but we'd love to play in Canada. Up in the Rockies, that'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Another question.
Maybe if someone can set us a gig up, Zach, we'll come and play. Is that an invitation?
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm sure we got a lot of fucking people in here from Canada. As a matter of fact, man, I'm sure they'd love to have you, dude.
If someone can set it up, we'll be on the first flight out there.
we'll see what we can do, man.
And if we can't do it, we'll just blame the pandemic.
fucking COVID.
Win-win.
Fucking
COVID.
Speaking of COVID, man, how have you guys been holding up during this whole pandemic thing? How has it affected you guys?
Well, I suppose it's a bit different for both of us because I lived in the Netherlands throughout the whole thing, and Pete was in the UK. But in the Netherlands, it was cool for a long time. There was no real massive restrictions. It's kind of typically Dutch. Just treat the people with respect and kind of give them the opportunity to look after themselves and be respectful. And that's the way it was for a long time. When it first kicked off, there was none of that supermarket craziness. People were just very respectful of each other. And there was no real restriction on how often you could leave the house. So if you wanted to go running or do your exercise or whatever, it was all right. It was cool. And then just recently, I suppose, with the second kind of wave, the second lockdown, it's a little bit more intense. But it's been okay. You adapt, don't you? You find ways of communicating with people, and it's all about keeping positive, Zach, isn't it? We're human beings are versatile. We can overcome anything. So it's actually really focused us in terms of how we get our output, how we put music and our stuff out there, because we shot a video for Centipedes, which was the first single off this record. We've got a really good guy we work with called Tom Wagstaff, who put together the Streets of Rage video and the Centipedes video, both really, really interesting pieces of work. And we shot a video to Centipedes all on our phones, all separately inside our houses. And then we sent him the footage, and he kind of put it all together and glued it together and put together a really, really cool piece of work. So we kind of just went with COVID. We didn't let it stop us. We just adapted with it, and we still managed to put a record out. So yeah, we're pretty okay.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
That's it.
100%.
Let me see here. I got another question from the listeners in the chat room. Who is your favorite singer?
Ooh.
Go on, Pete, you go.
I reckon for me, probably Phil Anselmo. It's got to be. Stage presence, the raw, everything. He's got it.
Yeah, I'm a big Anselmo fan. Some questionable shit he's done off stage and on stage, but he's one hell of a front man. What an influence, yeah. I'd maybe go with Phil, but then Chris Cornell in his prime.
Oh yeah.
Fell on black days. That shit still sends chills up my spine. Maybe Chris Cornell or Lane Staley for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Another question. Thunderous wants to know, what band would you love to tour with live if you could tour with anybody?
That's a really good question. I think for me, I'd love to tour with Every Time I Die. Just love that band. I think there's not many bands who can really play like real kind of bluesy, like the real bluesy rock and roll, but that heavy. You know, Every Time I Die, I've got real groove, and I think they'd just be an awesome band to play with. That'd be my choice.
Yeah.
How about you, Pete?
Probably one of the hardcore bands, you know. Probably Terror. Maybe going back to Cro-Mags or something like that. That might be good.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new Terror record is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're not slowing down, are they?
Fuck no, man. Another question for you. Lady Red wants to know, do you have any crazy on the road stories?
I mean, it's been a long time since we played live. Like I said, the Schytehawkes, we've actually never played a gig with the Schytehawkes. We formed it back in 2017 and just kind of doing some studio stuff. And the planned live assault for this year, of course, got shelved because of COVID. But in previous bands, I think I remember playing a gig in Scunthorpe where the first gig we played with the aforementioned band Harpies, who we joined, we were all going places at the time. It was at Camden Underworld for 1,000 kids, which was awesome. The very next gig we played was about 40 people in this really rough council estate in a place called Scunthorpe in northern England. And they had like a boxing ring in the pub underneath downstairs. So any locals who had a problem, they went downstairs to sort it out. That was a gnarly pub. There was people like Pete said earlier on, there was fights happening while we were playing. There's something called, it's pretty horrible, but have you heard of glassing, Zach? Someone got glassed. It means when someone gets like basically attacked with a glass. Only in the UK is that a verb. You saw someone trying to glass somebody. So that's about as gnarly as it gets for me.
Yeah.
So while you guys were playing, you could see them fighting?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the performance. I don't know. Maybe we're a bit more engaging. We had the attention of the audience. Wouldn't be attacking each other, but hey ho.
Do you feel like it affected your performance in any way? Did it make you guys, I don't know, play harder, or did you?
You know what? Like where we grew up in Birmingham, it was pretty much par for the course in some of the boozers that we got used to growing up. So I don't really think it affected us that much. It was almost like, hey ho, the show must go on.
Yeah. Here we go again.
Not this again.
Fuck yeah, man, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Another question, Lady Red wants to know, what do you prefer, bubble baths or showers?
It's a bubble bath all day long for me. After a hard day, kick those boots off. Get to light some candles, some scented candles. Put some Enya on the stereo. Yeah, bubble bath for me.
Yeah, bubble bath for me as well. Yeah, we getting to that age now where you just want to just relax in the bath. Can't be arsed with standing up.
She also wants to know, what do you wear, boxers or briefs?
I'll wear a thong, a crotch-less thong. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't wear underwear, so.
Crotch-less thong? What the
Skimpy.
Holy shit, man.
Skimpy all the way.
Well, as far as these songs on the record, how can you describe the lyrical content?
It's quite interesting. So it's a real mixed bag. So lyrically, like ordinarily, I'll kind of I'll demo the track, and I'll kick off the kind of the direction. And my vocals are really abstract, kind of almost fantastical, kind of ghouls and goblins fare. And Carl's very much social commentary, quite political. And it's a real mixed bag. Like Centipedes is about the grip that the tech giants have on the unwitting. So it's like a guy I was working with. I was talking about a guy that we both knew, and he said, I was talking about this guy saying, yeah, he's cool, isn't he? And he's like, yeah, he's all right, but he's always looking for the soft spot, meaning, you know, he's cool with you, but he's kind of prodding and probing, looking for a way in to kind of exploit. Mm-hmm. And it got me thinking about a documentary I'd watched on Centipedes, where they kind of get hold of their prey and they can have something really, really, you know, tough, like an army beetle, but they will basically wrap themselves around it and prod and probe, and they'll find that way in, and then they'll extract the vitality from it, which is kind of the way we look at social media, the way it's kind of, people don't even know how obsessed they are with it. They're giving their lives away to it. You know, the whole like, you know, the whole popular culture, the whole thing of like likes and the class system it creates. Mm-hmm. And again, we're not judging, we're just observing. You know, we're not kind of judging anybody who maybe lives their life on social media. That's up to them. But it's just a kind of observation stuff. And then Streets of Rage is about kind of the hardships that immigrants face in foreign lands. My heritage being Irish, and Carl's heritage being his grandfather was from Montserrat in the West Indies. Talking about the kind of hardships they faced when they first came to the UK. And then like Compass kind of treads that path again of kind of the consequences of what we're doing to the planet. And I suppose it's kind of talking about there's a reckoning coming, whether if you're religious or whether you're scientific, whichever way you slice it, the information appears to point to if we don't start looking after ourselves, each other, and our environment, we're going to be in a bit of a pickle quite soon. So it's a mixed bag, all different kinds of ideas. And like I say, it's good. Carl and myself kind of we complement each other quite well. We feel in that the lyrics are quite different, but they always coherent. That's not even a word, coheed, is it? I'm pretty tired here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. This caffeine hasn't kicked in yet.
No, I totally understand what you mean, man. I saw that documentary on Netflix about social media. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it was recently. That was fucked up, man. Like, after watching that, I was like, holy shit, man. You know, like, yeah, really, it makes you think, like, what the fuck are we doing? Fucking,
yeah, 100%.
Facebook and Twitter and all that shit, man. Like, just it's ridiculous.
It really is, and it kind of goes past that now with Spotify, and I mean, even for example, now getting our music heard. So I don't know if you've heard of Submit Hub. Mm-hmm. It's a cool platform, you know. It's got its detractors, and there's certainly some people on there who aren't shooting straight. You've got other bands on there, and as soon as they see your music start to chart, they have charts on there for popularity. You can put your music into something called Hot or Not, and we had, for example, we put Streets of Rage on there when the single came out a few weeks ago. It's not actually a single, is it? It's just a video. When that video dropped last week, I put it on there. And it was doing great, and then when it started to chart, you could see people starting to downvote it, and you kind of smell a rat. Then it's like, okay, we get it, you know, everyone wants to be top of the charts, but people should look after each other, and just be honest, you know. And there's more and more now having to pay to play. It's just rampant, and it all comes down to, again, like the kind of popularity competition on the internet. You know, how many likes you have, how many followers you have on Spotify, how many people are listening to your music. No one wants to have less than 1,000. It makes you look like your music isn't getting engaged with. So the only real way to combat that is to kind of try and get on good playlists and spread the music properly. But it's increasingly difficult, of course. You know, we have all these wonderful tools now to spread the word, but everyone's got those tools, and it leads to kind of insidious people and getting involved and trying to monetize everything, trying to make money out of everything you're doing, which is it's frustrating and kind of sad, but it's the way of the world now.
Yeah, and there's always that middleman, isn't there, that's trying to earn money from it, from bands, from trying to pay to get onto playlists. There's always that, and not a lot of bands can afford to get on playlists, so that's another issue in itself, really.
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword for you too, like, I mean, especially for an artist or a band, or if you're running a business or something like that, you kind of have to use it and play along with, play the game of it, but at the same time, it's so fucking toxic, man.
Yeah,
it is 100%. It is, but it's kind of like it hasn't. I suppose it's never really been any different. We went to college and studied music back in the early 2000s, and we met a guy on that course, Simon Scardanelli, who lived and breathed being a musician in the 80s, and he was quite successful. And he told us, kind of revealed stuff to us that we weren't aware of, like in music shops, in the window. Those bands don't get in on that display by accident. Their record labels have paid for that. And I suppose now in the current climate where record labels are not as important as they once were for bands to get their music out, I suppose it's just down to the band then to start paying that stuff. So I suppose it isn't really any surprise. Nothing's really changed, but I suppose the level of which it happens now, every which way you look, someone's trying to take a couple of quid off you. So yeah, it's just the way it is, and you have to roll with it and accept it, I suppose. But it'd be better if there was more of a community with bands looking after each other, and that is happening too. It's just trying to find the people, the genuine people who are in it for the right reasons.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, like for me doing the PR thing, I can't tell you how many different magazines and Spotify people and stuff that I'll send stuff to, and they'll come back with me with the same thing. They're like, well, if you pay us $300, $400, we'll put it in the magazine, we'll put it on this compilation, we'll put it on this Spotify list. I'm like, fuck, man, like.
It's a problem. It's a problem. There's a couple of bloggers and magazines on Submit Hub that we've kind of forged good relationships with now. And then I was in touch with one this week who posted us last week, and I said, how about reviewing the EP? How about you do a full review? And they sent me an email with a price list, which is kind of rich. So I get it. Everyone's got to survive, and they're in the same boat, but it's kind of like, conflict of interest. If I'm paying you to review me, how accurate or how truthful is that review going to be?
Exactly.
It just defeats the object. It's just a silly state of affairs. But again, you have to roll with it.
Thankfully, there is a lot of people out there though that are happy to support for free, and that they'll hook it up, man. I mean, I know a lot of them that are very cool, and they do a good job. Just out of the passion for it,
We actually met a guy, Charles. Is The Mind of Little Rage. His podcast is called The Mind of Little Rage. Peter, what's Charles' second name?
I can't recall. I can't remember.
Well, Zach, you should check it out, and the listeners should check it out. His podcast is called The Mind of Little Rage.
Yeah.
This guy is from Texas. He's just an honest to goodness metal fan. Really trying to help bands out and just spread the word properly. We actually appeared on his podcast a couple of months ago. Had a blast on there. He's a real good example of someone, genuine dude, real music guy, getting bands on his show. Same as yourself, Zach, getting people on the platform so they can talk about their music and spread the word. So yeah, you should check him out, mate. Maybe hook up with him.
Yeah, man.
Not hook up with him sexually, of course. That's up to you. You can
No, man. Yeah, I'll definitely look him up and see what we can do, man. But yeah, I mean, like the whole likes and followers thing on social media, it's fucking crazy. It reminds me there was a funny interview that I listened to a few years ago with Sebastian Bach, and he was fucking going off about that very thing, because I guess he just released a new record at the time. And he was like, what the fuck, man? I've got like several 100,000 likes and followers on my Facebook page, my Twitter page. But yet, I put out my album the other day, and it sold like maybe a couple thousand fucking copies, and that's it, And he's like, what the fuck are all these people on here doing? What are they following? What are they liking about it? Like, why aren't they supporting? And it just makes you think, it's like, yeah, it's a lot of it's just fucking, people just click the like button and they don't really, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's very easy to just click the like button, click the follow thing, and then make somebody think that they have a larger audience than they actually do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's real fickle, and there's another side of that as well, which we've kind of tracked it, and you can see in real time. If you post something on Instagram, we've noticed now, if we put a video on Instagram, it'll reach a lot less people than a photograph will. So, for example, you can look at the stats, can't you, when you post something, and you can see how many of the accounts who are following you, how many accounts that it goes to, and a photograph will go further. And we found, we believe at least, that you're more likely to put cash into promoting a video than you are a photograph, because of course there's more content, and you can put more information in there. And we've noticed that we'll get a lot less interaction with videos we put on there, because Instagram are hoping that you pay money to spread words to the people that are already following you. We've got something like 1,100 followers on Instagram. Sometimes you look at what you post, it only goes to 200 accounts. So everyone's at it. Everyone's at it, and even those guys, as if they haven't got enough money as it is, they're trying to shake the pound coins out your pocket, turn you upside down, and anyway, if nothing else, it's more lyrical content, keeps fueling the fire.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, I've definitely noticed that about social media. I mean, it's all about like what you post on there, and and another thing I've noticed, anytime you post any kind of drama or anything negative will always get much more reaction than something positive. If you get on there and you say that you're glad about, check this out, it's fucking awesome, or this is amazing, or this just happened to me and it's so cool, you'll get a few people, but they won't really see it that much. But if you get on there and you're upset about something, you're pissed off, you're like, what the fuck? I can't believe this motherfucker, something like that. All of a sudden, you've got like fucking 100 something fucking comments on it in a minute, and it's like, it's crazy, yeah, man. But I guess that's something about society and the way that people react.
Yeah. It's the human condition, isn't it? It's the same thing as when you look on TripAdvisor. People are much more likely to leave a bad review apparently than they are a good one. So if this is, I don't know where the stats come from for that, but apparently that's the case. If you have a bad experience, you're more likely to write it down. And I suppose social media exposes like a bit of a dark underbelly of human beings that way, because the amount of negativity on social media, because people just have got the license now to say shit. I think Mike Tyson say social media gives people license to say shit they'd normally get punched in the face for, and that's the way it is now, isn't it? You can type something really quite insidious, press the send button, and no one's ever going to know that it was you. And that's another element, really, isn't it, of the negative side of social media.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can use it in a way, like, if you like, for instance, there's a band that I'm friends with called Gravehuffer, and they get a lot of reviews, and they do a lot of promotion on social media, and they're all the time posting good reviews and posts about, they've been featured in here or there, and they'll get a few likes and comments on it. But it was a couple weeks ago, they had a really horrible review on some website. This guy just tore them to shit. And it was funny because they posted it and they were mad about it, but they ended up getting like fucking several hundred comments on it really quick, and it just helped propel the band and get them more exposure. So, it's like, and that's something I tell a lot of people too, if you get a bad review, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because, I mean, at least it's getting you out there, and sometimes if you can learn how to use that to your own advantage, it can be a win.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all about your attitude towards it, isn't it? Like, we don't take this shit too seriously. It's about having fun. We love it. We're committed to it. the end of the day, everyone's got their opinion. If people don't like it, great, or good for them. They can go listen to something else. We're never going to take a bad review too seriously, and that's right, Zach. It's good that people are using that stuff and pushing it out there. I think that's the way we look at it too. We'd be doing something similar to that. And again, so even with social media, I know it sounds like we're really, really down on it. Ultimately, if it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't be talking to you now. So it's a wonderful, wonderful time to be making music and putting your art out there. But of course, metal music and heavy music has always kind of lived in the shadows, hasn't it? And talked about the darkness. So that's what we're doing, I suppose, with our take on some of this stuff.
Hell yeah. I got another question for you from the listeners. I guess they're hearing some birds and monkeys in the background or something. They want to know, how many pets do you have?
Maybe that person's taking magic mushrooms, Zach.
Yeah, maybe.
What drugs are those guys on? I think maybe it's just this creaky table. It's 4 a.m. here. Wait, is it 20 past 4 or something? This place is deathly silent. Every move is a squeak. In fact, that does sound like a monkey, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just heard something then.
This house is haunted by the ghosts of spider monkeys. No pets. Just two small children asleep.
Right on, man. Well, what's coming up next for you guys? Do you have any? What kind of plans do you have for the future?
Do you want to take that one, Pete?
Well, we're working on a few more tunes, aren't we? But I think the main aim now, as soon as this COVID thing dies down a little bit, is to start gigging big time and start getting these tunes out from the EP, showing people what we can do on stage. I think that's the main aim. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been really, really champing at the bit to take this stuff live for a long time. The first EP, we've got 5 other tracks which are, we believe in equally, and they're going to be a lot of fun to play live. It's high octane stuff, and we just really want to get out there and look people in the eye. Get people together again. Human beings are supposed to be together dancing. It's something that we need to do. So for us, the minute we get an opportunity to go and take this stuff live, we're going to be looking to do it. Which will start in the UK. We'll start, playing shows in the UK, and we'll see where it takes us. So that's really the next step. We might put a couple of tunes out again early next year. Like Pete said, we're working on a couple of other things. And again, if you listen to the first record compared to the second record, second one's a bit more collaborative, a bit more progressive. And that's because everyone's had a chunk of the writing on this one to some degree. So yeah, we want to just continue developing our sound, but playing live is absolutely the top of the list.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, for people out there listening, where can they go to find more information about you guys, get some merch, and support the band?
Yeah, so you can check us on Instagram. The Schytehawkes at Instagram, Facebook the same, Schytehawkes at Twitter, and all the usual social media. We're all over that. YouTube. A lot of our output is on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to head over to there, you can check out all the manner of tomfoolery we get up to in the studio, and so some of the really good people we're working with. We're working with a guy called Tom Wagstaff who does our videos. A lot of the content, or we've got some content from him on our socials. He's a really talented dude. He really brings our stuff to life with the visuals. So you'll see some of his stuff. Nikki Honey, who we used to play in a band with, she does our artwork. We post a lot of her stuff on there as well. So yeah, check out the socials for us, and you'll see not only us, but some of the really good people we're working with from Birmingham too. People that we've been friends with a long time, and people that we really admire and respect, and we're really thankful we've got their input into our output.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm about out of questions for you guys. Is there anything else you want to let your fans know?
We miss you, man. We can't wait to meet you and play live for you and have the crack, have a few beers.
Hell yeah, man.
That's the 3 fans we've got.
Yeah.
No, it's more than that, man, I'm sure. All right, well, before I let you guys go, can I get you to make us a station tag real quick?
Absolutely.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is the Schytehawkes, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Okay. Do you want to go after 3, Pete? This is the Schytehawkes, and you listen to Metal Devastation Radio, yeah?
Yeah.
1,
okay. 2, 3.
This is the Schytehawkes, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Radio.
Is it an echo?
Watch it go.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us. I know it's fucking late over there, man, so we really appreciate it, and hope to see you guys around soon, man.
Absolutely, Zach. Thanks ever so much for having us, man. It's been a lot of fun talking to you in this early hour of the morning, man. So take it easy, man. Take care.
Anytime.
Yeah, cheers, Zach.
Anytime, man. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more of the Schytehawkes for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, all right? All right,
dude.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother. Bye now.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. The Schytehawkes live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, you better put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. I don't give a fuck where you put them. Put them somewhere where people are going to hear it. And blast it fucking loud. This is the Schytehawkes phoned in excuses. And you better see, that's exactly, man. Don't give me no fucking excuses for not jamming this shit loud, dude. Seriously, man. You gotta blast it loud. You got to.